Hey guys, I'm Kate, welcome back to my channel, and originally this was supposed to be a Manuscript Monday video, but obviously it's not Monday, so that's not gonna happen. Instead, I did want to kind of talk about this anyways, so I'm just gonna make like a writing rant because y'all, I'm feeling like freaking Dr. Frankenstein because I don't know if what I am creating is a monster or if I'm making a masterpiece. Like, I'm in the thick of it and I'm so in it that it's just like, I'm too far in it. Writing is just so hard. And last Manuscript Monday video that I did like 2 weeks ago, I was saying how I was almost done. And that's true, I still am almost done. I am still planning on giving it to beta readers, hopefully this Saturday. I'm filming this on Tuesday. And in that last Manuscript Monday video, I was talking about how I really just needed to fix some timeline errors. The problem with timelines, y'all, they're like impossible to fix, okay? And I've watched enough time travel movies that honestly I should have known better, but I was going into it like, oh, it's gonna be so easy to fix. It's just one change here. When in reality, when you have a timeline error, if it's in like chapter 3, you have to fix all of the other chapters. And I was saying how I needed to weave in some foreshadowing elements and stuff, but then you have to pick the right conversations and the right moments to foreshadow them. And then if you do it too early, it loses its impact. And oh, it's just, gosh. But you change one thing and then you have to change all these other things. And I feel like freaking Hercules cutting off the heads of the Hydra and they all just keep growing back. It's like plot hole here, plot holes everywhere. So in order to combat this, I'm going through my story chapter by chapter, and I've created a new document that I call outline, but it's really so much more than that, of course, because I had an outline to work with originally, and now this is like an entirely different being. I don't even know what I'd call it because I go through each chapter, I write down what happened, because at some point you're in the thick of it, and I'm on chapter like 14, and I'm like, oh crap, did this other thing happen? When did this other thing happen? Like, having to work on the timeline. Ugh. So not only am I writing down what happened, I'm writing down how the main character felt in that chapter so that I can have kind of continuity of emotions. I think it's gonna help with the character growth ultimately. And not only do I do that, but then I'm also writing down what each of the major characters that's not the main character that the story's following, where they are at in the timeline. Because of course things are happening like off camera that have to link back up properly in the timeline. And then finally, the last thing I have in that document for each chapter is the things that need to change or things that need to be added in or whatever. And that's constantly growing. And just to give you an idea of how big this document is becoming, I talked about how I had like 60,000-ish words. I'm a little over halfway through going through chapter by chapter, and this outline document has 8,000 words. By the end of it, if this thing doesn't have freaking 20,000 words, it's literally like I'm condensing my story. But it's been so helpful. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I haven't tried something like this before. And I think I've actually heard some people do something like this. I need to research it more, basically. It's just helping so much because I kept forgetting when I was mentioning key pieces of information, and really, the character growth is what I was worried about most because of all the different events happening, and the main character for a portion of it has to feel the ramifications of her actions, but it has to hit at the right times. You know what I mean? Like, oh. So anyways, this outline's totally helping with that, but it's getting to the point of being a little bit tedious because I end up reading a chapter 3 or 4 times in order to summarize it and note all the changes that need to be made and go back to the other chapters and note when I needed to layer in stuff here based off of what happened in this chapter, or if I need to do something in future chapters. Like, it's become a whole thing, and it's so hard because I think this whole thing is going to help so much, not just in this draft, but in future drafts. But and because I've read these over so many times, it's getting to the point where some of it's almost meaningless, and that's like I can no longer see the forest for the trees. More metaphors, let's do it. But I read the same chapter over and over again so many times that it's losing its impact, and so I'm just staring at one tree or one bush or like a single blade of grass, and I'm trying to see the overall impact on the forest that is my story. This is awful, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to do it and it's just getting harder and harder. Like I'm becoming blind to my own story, and that's why all of the advice is to wait a month or two in between different drafts so that you can like give yourself some breathing room, and I know I need it. I know it, but the problem is that I'm feeling like I need it now and I'm not done yet. And of course, because I think it's important to give it to your beta readers at like tip-top shape, as good as you can make it, so that you can get the best feedback, it makes it hard when I'm feeling this way, because now it's like I can't judge it properly. Like now I don't know if I'm truly being too hard on it because I've read the same chapter 4 times over in the span of an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just... But ultimately what I'm gonna have to do, of course, is just push through the last 30% of this draft, and I know I can do it. And despite all of the stuff I just mentioned, because I really just needed to rant, I'm still loving this story. And that makes this all worth it. For all of the challenges I'm facing, I truly believe in this story. And that's it. So I'm feeling low now. I can recognize that and acknowledge it, as long as I also realize that of course I'm gonna be flying high next week when I don't have to look at it anymore. All right, that's it for this rant and not Manuscript Monday video. So barring any crappy luck or realizing that I truly am creating a monster, I will have my finished product in my hand next week to share with y'all, and ooh, just picturing that is what's gonna get me through. Please comment down below and let me know how your novel writing is going, if you've been reading anything interesting, and what you do when you feel like Dr. Frankenstein. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all very soon with a new video. Bye. And oh, it's just, gosh. Oh. And that's it.